Hello, everyone, and welcome into Senior Living Live. My name is Melissa. As always, I hope you are having a fantastic day today. We appreciate you watching, and for those of you who are joining us via podcast, thank you so much for finding us. Today, we are previewing our final webinar of 2021, and it is a great topic to take us into 2022 and add to those New Year's resolutions that we all seem to have at the beginning of the year. This webinar is called Aging Well, the Greatest Gift of All. Colin Milner, he will be our guest presenter. He joins me now, and we're going to have a preview of this particular webinar to kick off the end of the year and to kick off the beginning of next year. Colin, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, Melissa. Thank you very much for having me today. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And I commented on your background. You're out of Vancouver, so we haven't had many guests coming to us from Vancouver, and wonderful background. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. Take a little bit of time here at the very top of this question and answer session to tell us a little bit about yourself and the International Council of Active Aging.
Well, as you know, my name is Colin Milner, and I am the CEO of the International Council in Active Aging. And we launched actually 20 years ago with one very simple vision, and that is to help change the way we age. And of course, as it turns out, everything we do impacts the way we age. So from a nice, very focused comment to now a very broad reach is what the organization does. And our goal is to just that, change not only the way we age, but the way society perceives aging. And, I have a 110-year-old grandmother who is the one who really is the inspiration behind all of this, because as I looked at her 20 years ago, and I thought to myself, this is amazing. Imagine if the world was all healthy, and this was when she was 90, healthy older adults, we would be living in a completely different world. So how do we get there? And that's what our mission is. And, we have advised everything from governments to organizations such as Apple, to the media, to you name it. And it's all about how to live better longer, which is the greatest gift of all.
Holy moly, 110 years old. My jaw dropped. And I think others who are watching this too had the same reaction. So you literally have the test sample right there of how to do this well. And so I know that, we talk about, 20 years ago. So Colin, how has this idea of aging and what that looks like different from between 20 years ago when you first started to now?
Well, 20 years ago, most of the conversation around aging and population aging was around the negative part of things, that if you were older, you were a burden to the family, you were a burden to society. If you were the government, you were looking at how was the older population going to bankrupt Medicare and Medicaid? What were the challenges going to be to deal with a lot of older people who needed care? What we know today is that those perceptions were ill-founded, and that the research today is much more balanced, showing that the conversation really is, we have this incredible opportunity in front of us for people to live a better, longer life. The question is, how do we reach out and grab that? And then by doing so, how do we then dispel a lot of those, not myths, but those assumptions, and create new assumptions of what the world would look like if we had a healthier, older population?
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a great webinar, and I know that you're going to be able to give some of those tips, and the best part is our viewers will be able to ask questions for you. Maybe they think they're doing a good job, but you can help them enhance that. So let's talk about technology, because that certainly has changed over the last 20 years, no doubt about it. Tell us some of your favorite types of technology that really help seniors thrive as they age.
Well, there's a brand new one that is actually coming out that is helping people with Parkinson's to not shake. I mean, imagine that. There was a spoon that came out many years ago that would minimize the shaking, but now you have something that could reduce or eliminate that. So what technology is beginning to do is to help us improve our quality of life. Yes, it's doing a lot of other things, but in the area that we're talking about, it's all about the technology that can help us improve our quality of life, such as things like wearables that, whether it is the little patches that you can wear around diabetes, or biometric clothing, or, your wristwatch that actually enables you to monitor what you're doing and be able to work with your health professional, your wellness professional, to more personalize your programs and your recommendations. To me, that is the big thing right there, being able to become more person-centered and hyper-personalized with our recommendations based on the various technologies that you have out there.
Yeah, and so on the heels of that, because we all of us, everybody around the world was thrown into this pandemic with COVID, and we have really found that a lot of our seniors, they dove headfirst into technology almost because they had to out of necessity. So how has COVID accelerated some of the technologies that you're talking about for usage for seniors in general?
Well, I think what you just described has happened, and it has been at warp speed. And that is, I can either remain isolated, or I can figure out how to use something and become connected, just like we are today. I can become connected not just to have conversations, but I can learn. I can engage in exercise. I can engage now. There's technologies out there that will actually take you for a tour around France, as an example, a little robot that will take you through the city and talk to you about what is happening in the city, and will stop and speak to residents in French. And so there it is mind-blowing. It's like the movie Frank and the Robot many years ago. We haven't got to a stage where the robot will give you the enema, which is what happened in the movie, but we're getting close. But what it is that technology is, especially in the midst of COVID-19, enabling us to do things that without it, we probably wouldn't be able to do, because we just can't at this stage.
Yeah, and I love to travel, so I am already making a mental note that as soon as we're done, I'm going to Google to find that robot so that I can take a peek around France too. That sounds amazing. So here's a good question that kind of is the overall sort of theme of what we're discussing here. How do we have to earn, or why, I should say, do we have to earn our health span?
Well, we all know that we're living longer. At the turn of the 1900s, the average person lived to the age of 47. Today, the reality is that we're living about 10, 12 years in ill health. And, we're all promised these additional 30 years of life. Life is going to be great. Science will keep you alive. It will keep you alive, but not living better longer. So what we have to do is we have to earn our health. It doesn't come automatically. So what health span is, it's a period of time that we live throughout our life in a healthy state. And we want to expand that and reduce the time in ill health. And to do that, we're actually, believe it or not, we're able to do that. There was research that came out not that long ago from a group called McKinsey that showed that we could reduce by 40% over 2 decades, chronic health diseases, just by using the things that we know currently. The problem, we don't. So, the big message for people is just do it.
Yeah. Just do it. Just be the Nike slogan and just do it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that so much. And I think that right there, I think is really going to resonate with our viewers who will be watching this webinar. So as we start to wind down this marketing preview, and I think we've done a fantastic job of kind of letting everybody know what this particular webinar is going to be about, can you give us some resources, or can you guide our viewers to places maybe on the internet or somewhere that can help them prep for this webinar to find out more information?
Well, I think one of the places you can go is AARP. Of course, AARP has a multitude of information when it comes to that. Your local health provider probably has a very good website with a lot of information. Your insurance company nowadays is becoming your health coach in many ways. You can visit our website at icaa.cc, and what we focus on is exclusively on how to live a better life and a variety of different tools that are out there. And then I would also ask the folks at your community or the community that you're looking into how they can help you with all of this.
Yeah, and if they go to your website, there's an opportunity to join what you have entitled the Wellness Revolution. What is that?
Well, it's all of us coming together to do just that, to live better longer instead of die earlier.
Excellent. Okay,
Kind of
nice little
morbid,
teaser
isn't
there.
it?
Yeah, nice little teaser there. Film at 11. And we will have that film at 11. That will actually be December 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Colin, I cannot think of a more perfect topic to end the year, giving our viewers tips to living well. And for those who already feel like they're doing that, maybe giving them a few additional tips to add to their arsenal on a day-to-day basis. We thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Excellent. Absolutely. Again, December 15th, put it on your calendar, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We will see you then.